Definitely 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Let's get it live, man. Let's get it one live. Go live with Definitely 1 2 1 2 1 2. All right, there we go. We live. I can see it. I can see it now. We live. All the way live. All the way live. One time. Definitely 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. That's right, man. WBTU back activated. Just getting in a little bit, man, while I wait on my haircut. Wait for Bernard to cut my hair. Can't hardly catch a barber. Man, we can't hardly catch a barber. I mean, these guys want to put on pre-book the haircut and all that, man. As we load up what's going on Facebook, bam. Good afternoon, good afternoon. It's Friday, it is Friday, and the pain. What's happening with you? Hope you had a good Friday. Hope you had a good Friday. I won't jump on this live, man. Tag and share, tag and tell somebody shine on live, man. What's happening with you? I just been at the office a little bit, man. Hanging out a little bit, doing a little bit of this, a bit of that. But I jump on this live, man, so I can get you in here, man. Let me go on here. Down, down, I don't like to waste no more time. Let me cut that on off and let's go on all the way back to this live, man. What's happening with you? What's happening with you? What's going on with you? Appreciate your pause in your day, man, and just be in this live with me. Come to bring you value like I always do, man. Been up here learning a lot, doing a lot like learnings, lessons in the community where we call it lived experience. So a bunch of stuff that I want to share with you guys, man. I know we've been watching a lot on television. They've been barring the TV with the Palestinians and the Israelis and all of those different things. I want you to do your own homework, do your own homework. Man, these are two cousins fighting each other. So that's what's going on with that, man. But what I really want to put on y'all heads, man, is that our stock market class is every Saturday for beginners, man. And I know a lot of times we say, hey, man, we ain't got no money. We ain't got no money to be invested. We don't want to hear about no stock market and all of those things. And sometimes we might want to, question the messenger, question the person bringing you the valued information. What I would say is take me out the picture, right? I bring in a professional guy to come in and teach us, right? To teach us. Hey, as I always talk about, man, we suffer because we don't know nothing. The Bible talks about my people perish for the lack of knowledge, man. We got to be knowledge seekers. We got to be able to get out there, man, and get in the midst and start learning more valued information that we can be of value to our people. And I mean, come into our classes, man, sit down, be a part of our global economic conversations. It's way more than investing in the stocks is what we talk about, man. I mean, I feel like I'm in a Bible class like 3-4 days a week because our instructor, man, he's great. I mean, he's a biblical guy. He put everything toward biblical principles when he teaches us about the ins and outs and teaching us about indicators and teaching us about fundamentals and so many things we analyze and we able to see stuff in a bigger picture, right? So let's go in this bigger picture. The other day we was in class, we talking about immigration, we talking about, people coming across the borders, and we had already seen all these layoffs about to happen because the rate increases and all of these different things with the Federal Reserve Chair, Jerome Powell, and all these other different things, right? And those are things that we gotta know. A lot of times, I just left from the barbershop and they down there watching ESPN and some guys talking about football and all of these different things. That ain't gonna bring you no value. No people got money and they still frustrated and they don't know what to do. That is not gonna bring you no value. So I'll tell you that right now. So you can stop paying attention to the football and all that. I ain't telling you not to have fun, but you can't have more fun watching football than you having fun trying to increase your generational wealth and your value to your family and to your kids and to your community and to your existence. So you definitely got to pay more attention to what you got going on. And I stopped that a long time ago, watching TV and I heard somebody say earlier, man, it's raining outside. This is a Tubi day. Don't give Tubi them all your attention and you don't give your own self no attention. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't like I'm sitting on here like I'm so such a much, man, because I done made a hell of a lot of mistakes, man. A hell of a lot of mistakes. And most of us won't even say that because we look good on Facebook. We look good when we go out in the community. We look good after we leave the mall. You know what I'm saying? I've been frustrated a many a days on this journey, man, because I just didn't know the right information. And then somebody that taught me didn't know the right information. So I downloaded wrong information and tried to live my life off wrong information. So it's been a blessing to get back what the devil that took from me when I sit down and pause for the cause and sit in these classes and really be able to get it broken down to me into a language that I can understand. I always thought I wasn't educated enough to be able to understand, what's going on with Forex and what's going on with cryptocurrency and what's going on with global economics, and they try to belittle us and try to make us feel as though we're inferior to that. So we get scared and we get fearful and we stay away from it. Those are the stuff that we need to be running toward. So when we offering these free classes, man, bring your kids to these classes, man, so that they can understand. Because like I said before, man, if your kids and your grandkids have to put in as much hard work as you have during your lifetime just to be able to make ends meet, what was you here for? That means you wasted all your time, living vicariously, living through somebody else's lens. So I'm gonna give you this breakdown. The other day, man, we in class, man, because I know our attention span is real short, and so we talking about immigration, we talking about people coming across the borders, we talking about layoffs, we talking about the inflation and all of these different things. And so when we broke it all the way down, man. I mean, I was in the military, I was in a psychological warfare unit, and I was a cook, and I always ask the guys after they finish their missions, what was that all about? What were we doing? Blah, 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 blah. They break it down to me. And I understand, the psychology, the propaganda that be put out there, when they want you to think one way, when they really doing something different. I kind of know that. And so I already know, we got the best military on the face of this earth. And if we don't want somebody to come in our country, we won't. But what's happening is that what happened was a domino effect. So I want you to take a look at it when you watch the nightly news, right? When they get ready to talk about immigration and what we've been seeing is a strategic distribution of immigrants throughout the country, because the 1% ain't finna do the work. And when I mean the 1%, those are the people that got the money. Those are the people that got all the corporations. Those are the people, and they're not going to do the work. And so what we see is everybody protesting and everybody striking and saying, look, man, I'm not making enough money. Okay. And with the federal rate increase, almost 8%, it costs the 1% it costs them too much money to borrow money. So they're not borrowing, they're cutting back. They're cutting back on employees. So what's going to happen is that with African-American people, and that's the reason we want to bring it to our attention, what's going to happen with African-American people if we don't wake up, we're going to wake up and be displaced ourselves, because we're not going to have an opportunity because the immigrants going to go get the jobs. So while we're on these picket lines saying, I want to make $65 more, I want to now go from $50 to $65 and those type of things. When they do go back to work, they're going to bring somebody else in to replace the people that was working there from the beginning. Because these immigrants, we want $60 an hour. They might not have made $60 all week. And they're gonna do a lot, they're gonna work. They're gonna work. And we know it. It ain't me being racial or none of that. It ain't me being racial. I'm not trying to be racial or none of that, but they gonna work. And they on a mission because they done been through lived experiences, and they know that this is the best opportunity in the United States of America that you're gonna get across the world. So while we sleeping on this opportunity, they gonna take full advantage of it, and they gonna come in here, start one way, and end up owning a business, and then hiring us to come work for their business when we had already been here. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention, man, because we have a global economic conversation, man, a major, massive conversation, man, throughout on Saturdays. Our classes from 11 to 1 up here at the office, 11 to 1. Man, we do our classes from ages 12 and up. And I even got some of my kids in our adult classes. So, I mean, we break this thing down, man. I got a 13-year-old that's a Latino kid that's so awesome, man. He want to be a hedge fund manager. I got an 18-year-old young man that's in my class. He started out, he wanted to play basketball, and now he's changed his whole trajectory into thinking about being a hedge fund manager. And so, prompt engineering, we're working on some stuff with that for the new artificial intelligence. I mean, we got a lot of stuff good coming down the pipe, man. But I need all hands on deck, man. I need us to get with our kids. Man. I mean, I was on the north end, visiting my people them last night, and I seen some outrageous stuff. You know what I'm saying? I seen some stuff with some kids, man. Y'all got to get these kids, man. You got to get your kids. I'm gonna say that again. Get your kids. Get your grandkids, because they disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Start checking your kids, your grandkids. They disrespectful. They out here doing crazy stuff at night. It's nowhere in the world at 9:30, 10 o'clock, man, that your 10, 11-year-olds should be walking the street, especially your girls. And the way them young folks was talking, I videotaped it because I want to be able to take it back to my community leaders and let them know that it ain't no community programs that can fix this. All of this stuff got to be fixed at the house. Your moral compass, what's being taught at the crib, got to be changed, man. We got a renewing of the mind. Ain't nothing gonna change this, man. I mean, because that's why you got bus drivers that's ready to walk off the job because they don't want to deal with them kids. You got teachers that don't care. They want their check and let me get on. And right now, I know we got fall break or whatever they call it now, and so kids are out for 2 weeks. What do you do with those minds? Do you just set them in front of a computer? Or do you get them into a program like the one we got up here, get them engaged, let somebody talk to them that's been through the same things they've been through and be able to open their mind up, pry their mind back so that they can now start thinking about the future, start working on the future. So inbox me. I'm willing to take the time out to work with your kid, but I'm not going to take all the burden off you. It ain't a daycare program. I ain't finna be frustrated and bent down like some of our other programs that's out there. I'm not dropping no kids off, no every day, none of that, because I need you involved with your kids. You and your kids have to learn this thing. It's just like therapy. It's just like one of the therapists I listened to the other day, that the kid and the parent have to participate. Because what happens is that when you don't participate, some of the things you're doing could be a trigger for the kids. So let's be both in the class together. You don't want to be a trigger. So, man, I need you both to be involved in our adult classes, man. And that way, man, we break the generational curses. We change the whole dynamics of the way we even started so that we can set ourselves up for a better position, man. Because, man, I'm telling you straight up, you can listen to me or not. I do a lot of reading now. I do a lot of watching stuff. I'm not watching Tubi. I'm not watching the football game. I don't care about baseball, none of that. It's economics and all of these other things, man, trying to get back the devil that took from me, man. And so I'm watching all this stuff, this whole landscape, man, and it's been to get real tough, real tough. And you already know when you go to Walmart and you get ready to get you a pack of chicken, you see what's happening. All right. And so when the rest of the world get the snivels, we get COVID. So in the Black community. So I mean, take word is born, what I'm saying. All right. So I'm gonna get up out of here. It's a Friday. Man, y'all enjoy yourself on this weekend, man. I know it's raining outside, man. Love on your people, man. Love on your people. All my people that ever got down with me, from the WIC to the Williams Memorial Services to the cafe to getting insurance from me. Whatever the case it is, I'm working on some stuff right now to broaden my toolbox up with insurance. I'm going to have property casualty. I'm going to have a whole bunch of different other insurances I'm going to be making available for us so that we can strengthen our, network up. And so that's what we're trying to do, build our network up, and so that we can be a blessing more to people. And so that's what I'm working on individually, man. But we all got to be working on something, man. I love y'all. I'm out of here, man. WBTUM. We out of here, man. We out of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day and enjoy the rest of your day, man. And we out. All right. Take it easy. All right. Take it easy on a Friday, man. I see you when I see you. Stay what up in the street.